Welcome in to another SFLm telecast. This is a critical matchup here in the city of brotherly love as the Philadelphia Cougars take on the Chicago Warriors. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Nordhoven. Joining me in the broadcast booth this week is Gerald Smith. How you doing, Gerald?
Doing great. I feel like I made it to the top calling a game with Colin Northrup, I tell you.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. Philadelphia is looking to get to 500. Chicago is on a 4-game losing streak. This is a critical must-have game for both teams, Gerald.
Yeah, and look, and both of these teams offensively are amongst the two worst in scoring. And that's not knocking these guys, right? But you know what separates these two teams is actually one game. A win today by Chicago puts them right in the mix with this big 4 and 5, log jam that's in there from, the rankings are Philadelphia at 3rd, all the way down to Albuquerque at 7, all sit at 4 and 5, and Chicago sits right at the bottom at 3 and 6. So this can get Chicago right in the mix.
Philadelphia will kick off to Chicago, who elects to receive. And we are underway. As the return up the middle of the field across the 30-35, though marking down at the 39-yard line is S. Ginkle on the return for Chicago. And we'll see Iman Kopech, number 5, the cornerback out. He's an intriguing prospect, that's for sure, Gerald.
Yeah, and he actually's got some pro experience, right? Playing into the backfield with the Lake man, John Lakeman with Charleston, right? So it seems like he might be the guy in Charleston, right? Like now that the Lakeman decided to move on, but definitely somebody to look out for.
And he'll start this game out by sending one of his tight ends, that is Goose Busters, in motion. Number 82 will get to the rest of the lineup. This is Kopech. First pass, the game is complete. That's another one of his Charleston teammates, Nick Twice, good for a pickup of about 11 and a first down for Chicago.
Yeah, Twice gets the first catch right there, and it was in a tight spot, right? Number 58, Nixon Cooper kind of came on. If he'd have stuck his hand out, he might have got himself a little bit of pick, but what a really quick throw, and what a way for them to just, reset the downs and get themselves right at midfield after one play.
Chicago will operate out of split backs for something. Kopech again back to throw. Fires, and this is dropped over the middle of the field. Would have been plenty for a first down, but unable to come up with the ball. It'll be second down.
Yeah, and they gotta keep something going here, right? I really do think, right, seeing how, like the points that they've scored, they just haven't been electric like we've, typically seen them when they were winning games, not too long ago.
Kopech throws. He nearly got sacked, but he got it away. It'll flutter harmlessly to the turfs to set up a 3rd and 10. Kirk Wynn and Elgin Snowbird are the backs for Chicago. Toby Botnez, Nick Twice are the wide receivers. Tyshawn Marble is the other tight end on the Goosebusters, and Zeno West is the left guard. It's a 3rd and 10, Gerald. Critical play here early.
Yeah, and this isn't a situation they want to be in early, right? 3rd and 10 and everything else.
This is the play action. Kopech now decides to run. He's going to be stopped 2 yards short of the 6, Gerald. Valiant effort there by the big quarterback, but alas, better hit on the play put on by number 25 there for Philadelphia.
Yeah, and it's almost like, Kopech's second thought running the ball there as he started running. He had every intent to get the first down. As the defenders would approach him, he's like, I think I might want to try and get down to protect himself.
Fair catch is called for, and Philadelphia will take over at their own 12. Caught by Jared Dumas, number 87 at wideout. Brock Williams is the Philadelphia quarterback, number 1 in your program. Isaac Knox, number 28, is the halfback. Also see Frank Udon, number 29. Tight ends are Jonathan Kilgore and Daisy Peace. We'll get to the rest of the lineup for Philadelphia after this play, which will be a handoff to Isaac Knox, and the Minnesota Legend player rumbles ahead for a first down yardage for Philadelphia.
Yeah, and Isaac Knox is a big back, right? He got his, he helped get the Minnesota, Legend squad to a semifinal appearance and just missed, an overtime loss from getting his team to the SFL championship. But him being a big back at 6'3", 235 is going to be such a load to bring down.
Pitch out. This is Udon, and he's stopped, or they're going to say a pickup of 1 yard. Up front for Philadelphia, Clara Kilganon is the center, number 79. She plays for Canton. And Grit Gorlowski is the guard, left guard. Number 68. Williams has to scramble up the middle sides. He lost the ball, and he ball on into Chicago. William Patterson, I think, forced the fumble, Gerald.
He waited just a split second too long to slide. He waited to the last second. They came in and dove right at him and was being able to knock it out right there. So it's so unfortunate right there for that ball to be able to come out. But Chicago gets themselves in a very good position. And I really was expecting Philadelphia, right, to be able to run the ball with Isaac Knox, because Isaac Knox ran for like 114 yards last week on the ground.
Here's the pitch out to win. He's stopped.
Oh,
for no gain, and we have an injury for Philadelphia. Oh, no, it's Havel Ramsey, who played in the majors with the Nashville Tempo, is down and injured.
Yeah, that's really not good right there, right? The guy's out there for, roughly a series and a play, and he's already, got to get taken off the field. So that might be a huge loss to their cornerbacks, right? They have two quality corners right here. You take one off the field, and you wonder if Kopech with his, SFL pro experience, if he's going to start attacking that side.
And this will be a run on second down, and they're going to say a pickup of 1 as Burgett was on the tackle, number 55. Nixon Cooper is the other outside linebacker. Ben Bowman is inside. Don Rohr is the defensive end. Miranda Dumas is the other corner, and Ethan Moss and J.J. Bailey are the safeties back there for Philadelphia. This is Nick twice in motion on a 3rd and 9. See what they do here. It'll be a pass. Kopech down the middle, and it's incomplete. Sticky coverage on the receiver. That was Botnez, the intended receiver, and a field goal opportunity upcoming for Chicago.
Yeah, and it was a great opportunity for this offense to, and I think they're punting it here, Colin.
They aim it a bridge too far to kick a field goal, so they will punt. And it's going to be a short one. This will bounce.
What?
Not a bounce. Around the 20, so they don't
netted
get much on the punt.
He netted like 10 yards on that punt. That was not very good at all.
They mark it at the 18. It's where they'll put it in play for Philadelphia. They got to get a sense of deja vu to the Cougars. We'll introduce you to the Chicago defense after this play, which will be a Williams pass. Rolling in the pocket, throws backside. Nice catch made by Daisy Peace for a pickup 6, 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and that was a good route she ran right there, right? Being able to get there and kind of run that out route. And she's another one, right, that plays for, it's part of her pro team as well in Houston. So, we can probably see her produce here, right, with her progression that she's made thus far.
Here's the give to Udon, and he's unable to find much for him. They're going to say he got a yard. Ness Ginkgo on the tackle. He's joined out there in the defensive back room by Devontae Moore is the other corner. Tyler Highfield and Amante Dubois-Schmidt, Gerald's favorite player on Chicago, is the strong safety.
It's a great name.
He's 3rd and 3, and it's going to be a first down run for Knox as he picks it up easily up front for Chicago. Peter Merck is defensive end. May Carter is at tackle along with Brutus Brown and Frank Doom, who's going on the all-name team when he gets drafted. Dallas Knowles is inside. Finn Steele is the other outside backer, and Wayne Patterson, who forced the fumble, number 49, on one of Philadelphia's first drives, rounds out the core as Pierce picks up another 7 yards on first down.
Yeah, they got a lot of great names here, right? Frank Doom, Finn Steele, like all these guys can win the name game.
Knox again runs into almost no resistance off that left side, and he picks up the first down. Boy, Gerald, that offensive line is blowing holes open in this Chicago defense.
Yeah, and it seemed like it's pretty easy to do when you have a running back like Isaac Knox, right? Like I mentioned last week, he had 24 carries for 117 yards, along with a touchdown, averaging over 5 yards per carry. That's pretty darn good.
Williams' pass is tipped incomplete. That was Dubois Smith, your man again, Gerald, on the deflection, 2nd and 10.
He's gonna get drafted on his name alone right there, right? Amante Dubois Smith coming through and knocking the ball down and to prevent that right there. But they need to be careful about throwing the ball, right? Brock Williams had 2 picks with no touchdowns last week, so I think they need to get that run game going a little bit better, maybe to open up some of these passes.
Here's Kilgore in motion across formation, single back. Williams is going to throw again over the middle, shoots it long, and it's caught by Jared Dumas for the first down.
And it just shows what I know. I mentioned they need to get the run game, and Brock Williams like, nope, here, hold my beer. I'm going to show you how it's done. And he threads the needle between 2 defenders right in front of the safety, and they got themselves in a position where they're right on fringe field goal-ish range.
Split backs, 3 wide receivers. Williams, 6'4", 225, is the returning player, as Udon finds a huge hole for the first time this game, and he's toted the rock, and he moves the chains once again for Philadelphia.
And the blocking there was near perfect. Look, he got to the 3rd level before he was even touched, for 13 or 14 yards down the field before he met his first, a defender, and that's very, very good work up front by Philadelphia.
Kilganon is up over the ball. Brandon Williams under center, single back behind him. 2 tight ends to one side. He'll turn, give to Knox. Knox breaks the tackle. He's over the 15, and he'll pick up about 7 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 3 for Philadelphia.
Yeah, and there was a pancake right there by the actual tight end or somebody right there, number 88, just blew him right off the line. But I think Chicago's going to have to start thinking about, swapping up their defense, because the 3-4 is just preventing them from stopping anything. Look at the holes.
And Udon motors through for some easy yards to set up a 1st and goal for Philadelphia, and they are moving expertly down the field.
Yeah, and I really think it's going to be the running back show right here between Isaac Knox and Frank Udon, coming down right here at the 5, 1st and goal from the 5 with these 2 high quality backs. I think we're going to get a heavy dose of those guys here.
We got 2 tight ends, balance line, single receiver to the bottom. Here's the pitch out to Knox. Knox trying to turn the corner, but the Warriors rally to the ball nicely as Knowles, number 59 actually, Carter, on the stop for Chicago.
Yeah, and what a way for them to get right off the line and stay in pretty decent pursuit to kind of keep it just a one yard gain.
Here's the run up the middle to Udon, and he bursts into the end zone to break the plane for the first score of the football game.
Yeah, and I really think, like, if Chicago doesn't fix what they have going on their defensive front, or even at the 2nd level as well, the front 7, I think they may be in a long day. You'd see a heavy dose of Isaac Knox and Frank Udon, because they just made it look, way too easy, especially in the run game. You've seen so many large holes on that defensive side that they're just running right through untouched. So Chicago's going to have to go to the sideline and figure out from a defensive standpoint, what kind of game that they anticipate playing, because I mean, Philadelphia is going to just run it down their throat, at least from this last drive. If they keep doing something similar to that and Chicago doesn't fix it, Chicago is in for a very, very long day.
I agree with you, my friend, as that was a 12-play, 83-yard drive. Almost 4.5 minutes taken off the clock. Philadelphia leads 7-0. Kickoff by the Cougars to the Warriors is away. We fielded at the 5-yard line up the middle. This is Genko on the return. Nice spin move across the 30. No, mark him down at the 37-yard line. And that's where Chicago will begin. Mark your calendars. The SFL is back with season 24's free agency frenzy. Finds out who's on the move ahead of season 24's kickoff in early January. You can see it right here Monday, December 2nd at 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Virtual Football Network.
I wonder, Colin, do you have any of these, somebody on your radar to see where they go of a high-profile free agent from the pros?
I do have one name that comes to mind right away, and it's a guy you and I know very well, and Johnny Pickler. I'll be interested to see where he ends up.
Oh, so he's declared free agency?
Well, they were looking for quarterbacks. Indianapolis. I don't know if it's back up to Johnny or what, but there are some interesting names out there. John Michael Suddup, for one, has the pitch out to win, gets through the open field, and that'll set up a 3rd and 1, Gerald. That was a really good second down run.
Yeah, look, and we're going to see how they're going to handle this right here, right? They have a serviceable running back. They have 2 of them, right? They got Wynn and Snowbird right here. Both of them very, very large, right? Wynn comes in at 6'2", 230. Snowbird 6'4", 240.
Kopech on the roll. This is an option look, and he'll get the first down. Almost like an old school power option look there, Gerald. And Kopech able to scoot around the corner for the first.
Yeah, it almost looked like one of those service academy, college football teams we see playing. They run that, that option type play, but Kopech kept it. And I don't know if that was a very good decision, but he picked up yards he needed.
As this throw is incomplete twice to the intended receiver. It'll be second down. Clock stopped with 1:46 to go in the opening quarter. Chicago trailing 7-0. Colin Northrop, Gerald Smith here in the broadcast booth.
Chicago just doesn't look comfortable at all right now.
Let's see if he can be more comfortable in this formation. We saw him run a lot with Jolson, but no, it's sack time as they come with the blitz and bring him down to set up a 3rd and 15. Loss of 5 on the play as Philadelphia just sent everybody.
Yeah, and they sent a lot. And look, and credit to the secondary of the Cougars, right? Being able to, to actually force the quarterback to hold the ball a little bit longer. But I don't think so far in the drive Chicago had that they picked up any 3rd and long yet. So it's going to be really, really interesting on what they do here.
They go 4 wide as Kopech down the middle. Ooh, he was looking for twice, but there were 2 red shirts in the area. Knocked away by J.J. Bailey, and the Warriors will be forced to punt.
And this is almost what we were, we actually kind of saw from them, last week, right? It took them, almost 2 full quarters to get 3 points, and it took them a whole 4 quarters to get another 3 points and a field goal. So, I mean, they're having offensive struggles and loses of 4 straight. I mean, it's not hard to see why, right? The way they're having their offensive woes right now.
Fair catch called for the 22-yard line. 1:08 left in the opening quarter. Philadelphia will start on their own 22. As Brandon Williams comes back out. Run game was effective last drive, but we'll see what the Cougars elect to do offensively. High formation, 2 receivers to the top of your screen. Here's to give off to Isaac Knox, and Dallas Knowles, the inside backer, who's a defensive tackle on the Majors with a nice wrap up there, Gerald.
Yeah, being able to come in and shut it down right there, especially on a big quality back like Isaac Knox. So, and Colin, I can't really support this 3-4 defense they're running, especially the way that this run game has shown so far today. I really do think Chicago needs to switch it up a little bit.
Phillies found good holes, and Udon finding good yardage to make it a 3rd and short. It'll be 3rd and 3 officially. You know, Udon is only 190, but he runs much bigger than that, Gerald.
Oh yeah, he sure does. Look, and his offensive line is giving him such clear running lanes. He just looks like he can do whatever he wants. You can drive a snowball truck through the gaps in the line that's being created.
Again, I formation, tight splits by everybody. Williams back to throw, and this pass is complete to Pierce. And she got the first down as she steps out of bounds with exactly 1 second left in the quarter.
Yeah, look, I was expecting a run all the way, and it seemed like Chicago was expecting the same thing, because I don't think they really expected that. But they got to do something, you know, defensively and offensively to clean it up.
We reached the end of the first quarter here in Philadelphia. They're in front 7-0. We're watching the SFLm here on the Virtual Football Network. Colin Northup, Gerald Smith here in the broadcast booth with you. You're watching the Simulation Football League minor league action here on the Virtual Football Network, the official network of SFLm, the SFL, UFL, and so much more coming soon. The Virtual Football Network, where the best virtual football lives. As Philadelphia will come out with 3 wide out of the eye. Williams pitches it out to Knox, and Isaac Knox picks up 2, but good rallying to the ball by Chicago, Joe.
Yeah, and that's something that they're going to have to keep on doing like that, right? Get somebody there first to slow them down, and then, you know, hopefully your teammate is near to be able to bring them down to the ground, because just that's something they're going to have to keep doing on a consistent basis to be able to slow these 2 running backs down.
There's Williams again. Udon with the carry. Now Udon has open holes. He's tackled down on the play by Dubois Smith, but not before Philadelphia first down is achieved.
Yeah, see, Colin, right as we look at this replay, look how far he gets down the field before he's even contacted. The blocking is excellent right here, and I just think that, you know, Philadelphia's almost knows what they're doing, what they want to do to this defense.
They send more blitzers at time, but Knox runs through the first defender to meet him in the hole and picks up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, the run game is working really, really well for Philadelphia right now. And if I'm Philadelphia, I don't think I'm straying from that until I absolutely have to, or until Chicago proves that they can actually, you know, stop us on a very consistent basis. Because right now they're not able to stop them at all.
Here to get to Udon this time, and he says they got the first down via forward progress, Gerald.
Yeah, that was generous. I don't know if I challenge it at this point. Look at these yards. Look at that, Colin. Over 7 yards of carry for Udon.
50 yards, and the game's only score on just 7 totes of the rock. Knocks back in. You got a tight end slid out there as a wide receiver. Williams throws down the field. Ooh! He had Kilgore open, but Genkel, the little corner out there, made a great play on the ball.
Yeah, he did. He was right there to contest it and everything else, and they were trying to take advantage of you know, maybe, you know, getting Chicago looking run first right there, and they almost had it. But I mean, Kilgore's got to be able to, you know, hold on to that ball in those situations.
High formation. Knox breaks off 1 tackle. Carries 2 more defenders to make it a 3rd and 2. And this is just easy pickings for the Cougars here.
Yeah, it's like, it's just, I mean, look, they had a guy there right there, but he didn't have a teammate to help him, right, to kind of rally around the ball and being able to bring down the ball carrier. So he just was able to easily break that first attempt at a tackle and get himself 8 yards right there. And now it's a very, very manageable 3rd and 2, especially the way Udon's running the ball.
And they give to Udon again, but this time Chicago rallies to the football. Combo tackle made by Dubois Smith was the first man to get him.
Leave it to Smith, right, to come in there and make a big play when you need one. And look at Philadelphia. They got the offense out there still.
Well, this is the home of Doug Peterson. He played and coached in this city, and he pick up the first down on 4th down toss play to Knox.
Wow, it just was like you would imagine, right, Colin? You actually have fourth and actually one right there. You actually want to get yourself in there and run more like a goal line type defense, but they still strutted out there at 3-4, and it just made it just an easy run for Isaac Knox to pick up.
Knox has 38 yards after contact. It's just an amazing number as Udon gets the ball and picks up 6. It'll be stuck in 4.
Yeah, and they're just they're just doing what they want. I don't know, other than maybe swapping up the defense a little bit from a Chicago standpoint to be able to, kind of put more like a 4-man front to try and help out, to try and close down some of them gaps.
Here's the give to Knox, and Knox, they say he got the first down, but he looks short to me on that shot. Will Chicago challenge it? We'll see.
Yeah, I thought it was it's the second time this drive they got they got the hometown spot right there, and Chicago is not contesting it at all.
Here's the I formation. Dumas to the bottom of your screen. Piece split up wide. And Udon gets hit by the first man, but is able to fall forward for a pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, their offense is just rolling, and I don't know. Maybe pull up some of these safeties and put them in the box right there to be able to try and shut down the run or something right here in Chicago. Because right now, I mean, look, they're just giving up chunk yardage in the run game.
Huge chunks, and
wow.
Knox has a clean pass almost to the end zone as he had to spin and carry 2 guys for it. Touchdown, Philadelphia. And both their two-headed monsters now, Gerald, have a touchdown apiece.
Yeah, and we actually seen that type of stuff right there. The blocking was excellent right there. And what did they do? Again, they got to the 3rd level before they were even touched by any opponent. And it's just going to make it easy pickings like this. If Philadelphia decides to keep going this way and run, and just kind of ramming it down their throat, for lack of better words. I mean, Chicago's, they very much look like they're headed toward their 5th loss. I know we're only halfway through the 2nd quarter, but they just haven't looked good on either offense or defense at all.
The 15-play, 78-yard drive, and Isaac Knox scores the touchdown. 5:18 left in the first half. Kick is away. Chicago will field this at the 10. Up the middle is Ginkgo. Past the 30, they'll mark him down at the 33-yard line. That's where Chicago will take over. The SFL convention is headed to Baltimore for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor and Rebel League's first convention on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. Meanwhile, Gerald, back on the field, another sack for Philadelphia.
Yeah, in Philadelphia, they just reeling right there. Nixon Cooper just comes right around the edge and just is unblocked, and Kopech had enough time to maybe find someone, but credit to the Philadelphia Cougar defense, I guess, for we'd call that a coverage sack, but they're already 2nd and long.
Loss of 4 on the play, 2nd and 14. Play action. Kopech under duress again. Fires the pass, and it is dropped by the receiver, but nice play made by the defender. That's J.J. Bailey, the strong safety.
Yeah, J.J. Bailey coming in right there, right? He played very, very well as well with the, the Florida Storm in the pro season. Been able to knock the ball out, and guess what? Chicago has already, right? A 3rd and long. Again, they have not converted one all game.
Here's Kopech, fires down the field, and catch made. It's Nick twice. He goes down the field, and it's going to beat at a 30-yard line before Philadelphia finally brings him down. Big play for Chicago.
Yeah, and maybe all I have to do for Chicago to get something that's kind of talk trash about that 3rd down offense for them to pick one up, but here they are and got themselves on fringe field goal range. That's something they needed severely right here, but they're going to have to keep it going to try and cut this lead down.
That was a pickup of 40 yards on the play, by far the longest play by either team. This is going to be a run. This is to win, and he's stopped for no gain as a absolutely crunching tackle made by number 46, Ethan Moss.
Ethan Moss. Like how many free safeties that safeties in general that are 6'3"? I don't think I can name any.
Very few in that group as Kopech will scramble, slides just short of the sticks right. Thought he got it, but he must have started to slide millimeters before Gerald.
Yeah, just like Chicago got the hometown spot. I think they got the visitor spot on that one. That was just 3rd and inches.
4 men across the front for Philadelphia. I formation, now they motion the fullback over. Kopech sticks it, and he has the first down.
You know what? Like a running quarterback like this, right? The way he's done it a couple of times, it's like, he's already fumbled on one, and he's had a couple of larger type runs. It just worries me. Hey, is he going to drop it again, or is he potentially might get hurt and definitely kill Chicago's chances of winning?
His win on the toss, he gains about 4 yards, his best run he's had in a while. It'll be 2nd down and 6 as we rapidly are approaching the 2-minute warning.
So I got a question, actually. So do you like the Chicago Warriors in their minor league iteration with these colors, or do you rather the pro in their branding and colors?
If the catch is made by twice, it'll be 1st and goal. I have to admit to you, Gerald, I like the minor league look a little bit better. I think incorporating colors of the city flag of the city you're in is always a fun touch. But I can see why they changed up their branding for the majors.
I just like it because the colors in the minor, they remind me of like the Chicago, like the popsicle, the bomb pops.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. As we get another sack on the play, this time again it's Nixon Cooper.
He came right in, and look, they had pressure all around right there. He didn't have a whole lot to do with the ball. They brought it quick in the pocket, just collapsed and brought him to the ground. So, but they're getting close.
2-minute warning. Chicago has the ball. 2nd and goal. You're watching the Simulation Football League minor league here on the Virtual Football Network. Colin Northrup and Gerald Smith here in the broadcast booth with you. Cameron Irvine, executive producer extraordinaire. Kopech is back to throw on 2nd goal. He goes down again. 3rd time in the drive, and Kopech is now injured.
And he's down, and it wasn't even him running the ball. He just got hit way too much, I guess, because that was like Ben Bauman come in and hit him, and to be able to get that sack, and now it's not Kopech out of the game. Like, how is this going to affect, a team who's already struggling already to get as far as they've gotten right here? It took them all, almost a full 2 quarters to get to where they're at now. I mean, like, how are they going to fare? What are they going to do?
All right, here's a 3rd and goal. Just outside the 15. They've got 4 wide receivers, and here comes the backup quarterback off the bench. Scary spot for everybody. Throw down the middle is going to be short of the end zone. Twice has the ball at about the 5. Kelly on the stop for Philadelphia, and this is going to be a 21-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah, it looked like they brought Davey in right there off the bench, be able to complete a pass. Give him a little bit closer right here, but it's a lot manageable field goal. But I guess it's good to get some points as opposed to none. But we're going to have to see how they're going to, address a lot of these concerns as we start approaching a half and even coming out of half, right? On how they're going to try and get themselves back into the game right here. Because look, I mean, it took 4 minutes to go 12 plays and 64 yards. It's man, and they're almost on the same path that they had last week, right? It took them nearly a full 2 quarters to get 3 points last week. They did the exact same thing this week. So
right, exactly.
Right.
So It's a 5-alarm fire situation on the Chicago bench. If Kopech is not able to return in short order. This kickoff is fielded by Peace, and she runs over people down to the 34-yard line of Philadelphia. I tell you what, this lady, she's 6'7", 253. That's a lot of momentum coming downhill at these little gunners on special teams.
That defender thought he had her dead to rights, and she showed him that he didn't. That was something there.
And Philadelphia, they've been in firm control of this football game for a long while. They're up 14-3. 1:12 to go. They all 3 timeouts at their disposal. Kilgore in motion. He's been targeted a couple times. He's thrown some really good blocks also. This will be Isaac Knox. Breaks 1 tackle, but not the second. It's good fundamental tackling by this group.
Yeah, and I really do think as well that like if Chicago wanted to push the issue, I think they might be able to get themselves in a situation right there. But they look pretty content to just kind of take it slow, let some of this time run off, and take it to half with a potential 14-3 lead.
Kilgore in motion. Now it's a 2-by-2 set. Williams short drop throw, complete to Dumas for the first down short of 50, and now Philadelphia calls their first time out of the half.
Yeah, I actually think that was their test throw. Hey, if we can pick this up and get close to midfield, we're going to call ourselves a timeout, and we're going to start working down there and see if we can get ourselves in a situation to get more points in it. And it actually worked for them right there. So we're going to see how aggressive they're going to be from this point.
Williams back to throw, fires complete to Kilgore for the first down, and they call timeout number 2.
I think it's crazy because like here you got Philadelphia going down. The Cougar offense is just marching their way down there, looking to put up a potential another touchdown if they actually start stretching the field just a little bit more, right? Where they have 1 timeout left in the half here.
Here's Peace in motion. They go 3 wide, 2 to the bottom of your screen. Knocks the single back behind Williams. Williams to throw again. Williams, he goes down. There's one of those big alignment in for Chicago, and Philadelphia is forced to burn their final timeout.
Yeah, and that was something Chicago needed because as you saw there, they were starting to march down the field, but a nice coverage sack right there and being able to force the quarterback to hold on to the ball a little bit longer than what he wanted, and they're able to get in there and better bring him to the ground. So. Look, and what are the odds that Philadelphia throws here and Chicago gets a pick?
A throw, and it's completed. Short of the sticks here. We go with the hurry up on 3rd and inches. They're going to run a play. Throw down the middle is incomplete. Into a crowd of people. Peace, the intended receiver. And the 4th and inches, his clock stopped with 9 seconds left, Gerald.
Yeah, they got a little bit interesting. I mean, what do we do here, right? If you didn't like it, I would do the same thing right here. I would go for it, but I don't know. Like, are they gonna go for it, pick it up on 4th and short, and then just spike it, or what are they planning on doing here?
It'll be an interesting strategy. It's 4th and inches. Ball is exactly the 30 to give it to Isaac Knox to get the first down. Now they gotta hurry up. I don't think they'll have enough time to run another play, and they will not. Clock management blunder at the end of the first half, but Philadelphia is still in firm control at 14-3, Gerald.
Yeah, and I do think that they actually had 1 timeout remaining. I could be wrong. It's possibly they didn't, but picking up those little bit of extra yards, they could have just actually, maybe tried to spike it, but there was no rush to get to the line. It seemed like they tried to half-heartedly get there, but. Here, I mean, Chicago's got to find out what they're doing offensively and defensively to slow down the Cougar offense. And the defense need to figure out, hey, how are we going to stop the run game? And their offense has got to figure out what they're going to do because we don't know the status of Kopech right now. Him getting knocked out of the game, even though they weren't doing anything with him while he was in the game. They need to figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to address this second half because they're not all that far behind, but it's only 11 points, but it seems like they're even further behind because of how they actually played.
Isaac Knox, one of 2 touchdowns for Philadelphia. Udon the other. 81 yards for Knox in the first half. Going back to Howard Stadium here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Colin Northrup, Gerald Smith here with you as Chicago will kick off. And everybody, I think, is holding their breath on the status of Hyman Kopech. And I think he's okay. He's okay, Gerald, it appears. Wasn't on the injury report for the Warriors as Peace returns it up to the 30-yard line, and Philadelphia offense, Gerald, goes back to work.
Yeah, and that's good news for Chicago there, right? Being able to get their guy back in. I guess they gave him a heavy dose of orange slices and pickle juice and got him be able to get him back on the sideline to get him going, because they're gonna need everything that they can get from their team to come back.
It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments Chicago has made, particularly on this defensive side. Philadelphia ran roughshot on them in the first half, and this will start off with an Isaac Knox carry, and he's just dragging people about 9.5 yards for the first down.
If we keep seeing the Philadelphia offense run the ball just like this, look at this. Look at that, Colin, 90 yards. So if you combine both of them together, they had well over 150 yards at the half.
Yeah, 5.6 yards a carry Knox was averaging. That's nearly half a first down every time that guy touches the ball. Udon gets the carry, gets the first down, and plenty more. He would have gotten even a bunch more had he not been stuck up behind his fullback, I believe.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing right there. I think Chicago is very fortunate that he did get stuck behind his own teammate there, because I don't think there was anybody that was going to catch him had he broke out of that.
Here's Knox again on the carry, breaks the
Wow.
tackle, almost broke a second one, gains about 12. And once again, Gerald, once the first guy is there to meet either one of these backsmen, but especially Knox, and they break that tackle, it's off to the races.
Yeah, it's seeming like it's turning into a really, really bad run defensive performance by Chicago. Right here we are just out of half, and they already got a guy that's over 100 yards. I'm sure Udon, if he keeps going the rate he is, he's going to be over 100 as well.
Udon will gain about 3 yards as we welcome in Guy Clausen to the chat, or as you like to call him, Gerald, Glad Clausen.
I just, for some reason, I cannot say that. It's kind of crazy. That's like an accidental nickname right there, but I'll just go with Glide. It's easy to say.
As Williams is back to throw for the first time this drive, and he completes it to Peace. And good enough for a first down.
Yeah, and Daisy Peace making doing what some of those ladies have been known to do, like, kind of like in a childhood, doing somewhat of a little bit of a pirouette type thing to be able to spin around and grab that. That's the athleticism from a female right there, being able to twist and turn like that, be able to grab that ball out of the air. So look, and they're driving down. They're not only doing it in a run game, right? They're throwing the ball like that and being able to get pick up those big yards. Look at this.
As Knox again explodes for 7 yards up the middle. It'll be 2nd and 3. I'm doing good, Guy. How about yourself? Oh, always good to see that guy around. Mr. Enthusiasm.
I swear, I feel like every time there's an SFL game, Guy has like every game up. He's got like all these TVs probably in this massive room watching every game possible, because he interacts with every game and every chat. It's amazing.
A shoot on will make it 1st and goal, and Philadelphia is making it look easy, Gerald, but trust me, it's not.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It's just unreal, like how well they're running the ball, right? They're just getting really, really good blocks up front. And Chicago really doesn't have an answer for it, right? We've seen the same thing in the first half. We're seeing the exact same thing right here at the start of the second half. I don't see them being able to stop them right now.
Williams throws over the middle, and that's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and goal, and there's your dude again, Gerald.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing that Chicago got going for it right now is Dubois Smith. being able to show up and do a thing, not only being my like for me like the favorite name in the game right now. So, but look, they got to do something. They Chicago needs some sort of a turnover or something really big here to be able to flip this game around.
Tight end motion's over. That is peace. Pitch out to Knox. Knox has the corner, but nice hit made by the defender. It'll be 3rd and goal.
And that's the best open field tackle we've seen Chicago have all game long, being able to get the first man to be able to bring one of those running backs down, and they was able to get it right here. Now, this is an opportunity for Chicago, right? With Philadelphia at the 6, right? Everything gets a little bit bottled up as the closer you get to the end zone. It's an opportunity for them to make a pick.
They line up at an empty. They're going to throw. It's complete underneath, but a flag is down, as I believe they cheat the first down but hold everything. We're going to get a clip. Yep, it's a clip on the offense. But they're going to decline it because it's 4th and goal as a result. But Philadelphia throws the challenge flag. They said, we think our guy got in, Gerald.
So this is the thing. So if they decline the penalty and if they get in the end zone, can they just accept the penalty at this point and push him further back? Is that something that's very possible that might happen, right? Given with the the ending play outcome, if they call this a touchdown here, could Chicago turn around and say, hey, no, we want to accept that penalty instead?
The referee, after a look under the hood, will say the ruling on the field stands. Philadelphia's charged a timeout, and the Cougars can't believe it. They thought they had 6. Gerald, they might have to settle for what is essentially an extra point.
And I would, and if I am Philadelphia right here, I think I'm going for it here though. That's what I'm doing. Like I'm just ready to just put that nail in the coffin and just call it what it is, right? Because you're so close.
Well, they kicked the field goal and make it a 17-3 game. So they drive 70 yards in 11 plays. That's their shortest drive in terms of number of plays. Remember, they had a 15-play drive in the first half. It's 17-7 our score, 6:15 to go in the 3rd.
And they've actually
set to kick off.
And they've actually chewed up almost half of this 3rd quarter already alone.
The return up the middle and mark Chicago down at the 34. That's Ginkle. Now, your time is now to get your voice in the call. We're looking for passionate SFL participants to join our broadcast team for season 24. Visit simfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and be one of the biggest difference makers in the future of SFL action. Gerald, the broadcast team, it's a great time.
I must say it's one of the better close-knit communities within the SFL community that you have. So I encourage anyone to take part in it, right? Like I'm a guy myself that never called a game, and and this is one of my favorite things to do each and every single week. I get a chance to get to call games with with one of the the best play-by-play guys at Colin Northrup, along with Mike Daggs and stuff. So yeah, I encourage everybody, just give it a shot. You'll never know how much you like it or even how good you can be if you don't give it a shot.
We've had a couple new people join this cycle, including Cliff Allen, as Kobeck's throw is complete underneath the Nick twice to set up a 3rd and 4 for Chicago.
Yeah, and it's a very 3rd and manageable right here, but their run game hasn't been very good. The pass game has kind of been hit or miss. So if anything right here, I would not be surprised if we see a Kopech, somewhat of a rollout and a run to try and get it, but hopefully he holds on to the ball.
Throw over the middle is incomplete. Defender hit on the play. That was Miranda Dumas covering, and it's going to be 4th down for Chicago.
Yeah, it's unfortunate right here. This is just basically that's been the game. I mean for sure, like the last 2 weeks for Chicago is, you get something kind of a little bit of stuff going and then you just completely fall off. If you don't move the ball, you can't score points.
down it at the 29 will Philadelphia. That was the other Dumas in the return. That was Jared. Number 87, the wide receiver there. 5:02 to go in the third. Philadelphia 1st and 10 on their own 29. They got the fullback behind Williams. To get, is that Peace or is that somebody else? Lines up now. It's an eye set. They'll draw to the fullback. So Philadelphia showing off a new wrinkle as they go to the fullback Allen on the play.
Yeah, that was real interesting. They actually motioned Daisy Peace at the tailback position. I'm like, this is gonna be real interesting, right? We know Daisy Peace runs, catches those kickoffs. It'll be interesting to see her run the ball as well.
There to get tight eye formation with a wing. Knox gets stopped at the line of scrimmage for maybe a loss of 1. That's Dallas Knowles, the inside linebacker, on the stop, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Knowles being able to come up and make a huge stop right here to be able to force this 3rd and long, but Chicago needs a turnover so bad right now.
Here's on the roll up by Williams, throws backside into double coverage, looking for Jared Dumas, but ultimately Ness Ginkel says, no ball for you.
Look, and you know something that's real interesting on that play? Every single defensive lineman was on the ground, and the quarterback had all the time in the world. He could have done whatever he wanted to do with it. He just chose, I guess, the wrong guy, and he wasn't able to bring it down.
Return is fielded at the 30-yard line up to the 34. That's where Chicago will start.
We'll see if they can make the most of this drive and maybe come away with points, right? And if the trend from last game starts, right? They didn't put any more points up until the 4th quarter, and we're right under 4 minutes before we get into the 4th quarter. So they gotta do something quickly, and they're not out of it yet. They're just 2 scores down, but the way their offense looks, it's seemingly like they're down a lot more than just 2 scores.
They need a really big boom play. And they'll start off with a pass. It'll be knocked down. Havo Ramsey, who went out of the ball game earlier, got his hands on it twice, the intended receiver.
Yeah, and it's just I don't. And you know what's kind of odd too? It's like Nick Twice was, even last game, Nick Twice was one of the only guys on their squad to catch passes of note. He had 5 catches for 80 yards.
Gibb is off to win, and he stopped at the line for no gain. By number 95 there for Philadelphia. It sets up another 3rd and long, Gerald.
Yep, and they've only converted 1 thus far. They just have had no success on 3rd down as a whole. 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. It hadn't mattered. I do think they only completed like maybe 1 or 2 in the entire game.
Here's Kopak. Down he goes again. Jimmy Burgett, his 2nd sack of the game.
It's crazy.
It's just racking up the sacks.
Yeah, that's like it's got to be like, I don't know what the 4th or 5th sack that they've actually had on Iman Kopak today. He's been getting hit all day. The offense is seemingly just it doesn't know what it wants to be, or they definitely can't get out of their own way. They just are not looking very good at all.
The return gets up to the 40-yard line. That is Jared Dumas on the return. Ball marked down to 40, 2:56 to go in the 3rd, 17-3 our score. Philadelphia has the ball once again. Gerald Smith, feel like we're living Groundhog Day.
Yeah, because we see the same thing over and over again here. Punt, 3rd and long, punt from Chicago. Philadelphia gets it back, marches down the field. But this was a very good opportunity for Chicago to be able to, gain some ground in the standings, right? To be able to get themselves kind of, back in the swing of things, right? But they're really, really close now. of losing their 5th straight game.
2nd and 10 as they made the stop on 1st down. Yuta on the back behind Williams. A quick pass. Now he has to retreat away further. Fires down the field. And Jared Dumas catches the ball this time. There wasn't nearly as many defenders around him.
No, and that's what happened, right? He finds himself in open space right there. Brock Williams said, hey, I'm gonna get myself out, but in open space, get to see the field a little bit better, and actually find, Dumas coming right there, right across, the middle, and he'd be able to, Dumas caught it and brought it down, and now they're across the 50, and they're just moving just like they've seemingly been all game long.
Clock rolling, under 2 minutes to go in the quarters. Williams throws again, ball knocked up in the air, incomplete.
Yeah, and tried to get it right back to Dumas again right there, but just didn't get enough on it to get it over to the defender. They were able to knock it up in the air and have it fall out of bounds. But I really would think that they would just get back kind of to the run game, right? Because Chicago has shown no signs of stopping it on any kind of a consistent basis at all.
2nd and 10, Williams to throw again. And just like that, it's 3rd and 10. It's Kilgore is holding his hands like, geez, I thought I had the ball.
he's like, I just want it in my hands. Everybody else is getting a piece of the pie. I just want it in my hands.
They go 4 wide, and wouldn't this be something if Chicago could come up with a stop on 3rd down? Williams throws, incomplete for the flag.
Wow.
We got a flag as Carter is the Warrior injured on the play. So hold everything while they check on the injured player.
They definitely didn't need that.
Carter goes off the field. Now here's the official. We're going to call defensive pass interference on Chicago. Ooh. Just when they thought they got the stop, Ness Ginkle just roughed his receiver a little bit too much, Gerald.
Yeah, I don't know if I really saw it right there, right? Being a little physical back there, right? It's a little bit of something, but I didn't really see what they were seeing. But I mean, here we are. I mean, they just got kicked when they was down too, right? Had that penalty go against them, and now they had one of their defensive of players go out as well. It's just going downhill for Chicago.
Well, after being so dominant in the run game in the first half, it's been throw for Philly. Ooh, that was real dangerous as the pass was deflected away by number 45 there for Chicago on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And that was Chicago's opportunity to potentially get a pick, right? Even though he didn't knock it down, he had a little bit of a tip drill right there. The defenders on the back end had a chance to potentially make a break on it and actually grab it and maybe even return it for a touchdown. I mean, they got to do something to get, some momentum going their way, because right now they don't have any.
There's Williams back to throw underneath the piece, and she'll actually lose a yard to set up 3rd and 11. I guess the only good thing about that play, Gerald, is the clock continues to tick down.
Yep, and right here, again, I think this is a very, very good opportunity for Chicago to potentially look for some ball to be able to pick off right here, because we know Philadelphia's going to throw.
The rollout, throw backside, Dumas on the reception, and that's good enough for Philadelphia 1st down. So they were pushed back into a corner, Gerald, and Williams able to find his man downfield.
Yeah, it's the second time, right, that Williams was able to kind of roll out a bit and find some space, and guess who it was again? It was Dumas coming right across the middle, right up the middle, right behind the linebacker in front of the safeties, and being able to grab it and reset the downs.
Here's a good to Udon. First carry we've seen from either back in a while, and he rumbles ahead for a pickup of 6. That'll be 2nd and 4. Gerald, we mentioned the free agency frenzy special earlier. Is there any players that you're interested in seeing where their new homes may potentially be?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to see where like a lot of the former Louisiana players are going, right? Like we've had I mean, it was a big deal, right? With all those, like all the money we tied up and paying the running backs that we did. I think, ending the season, we had well over $10 million between two running backs that were applied to them, and Dwayne Salmons and Chris Grant Jr. So those are the two big high profile guys on our team that I'm wondering where they're gonna go. Who's going, or is anyone gonna pay them the amount of money? Because in my opinion, I think they deserve every penny that they're worth. So those are the two guys I'm wondering to see, like, hey, where are they gonna fall?
Udon picks up the first down right at the end of the quarter. The bench is all fired up. It's going to be 17-3 Philadelphia after 3 quarters. They're threatening to add on more. You're watching the Simulation Football League Minor League here on the Virtual Football Network. Colin Northrup and Gerald Smith here in the broadcast booth with you. Well, I'm going to answer my own question I just posed to you, Gerald. I'm really interested in seeing a couple of my former guys who were with me at Motor City, specifically King Jackson and Queen Jackson, along with Sammy Seatbelt III, kind of where those players end up. I know quarterback is always a premium position in this league. As Knox spins off a guy in the backfield, and he's in for his second touchdown to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's already rushed for one already. Already's got over 100 yards on the ground. But what's he do? He just sits there and says, hey, this is all mine, breaks a tackle in the backfield, and then carries another defender in the end zone to put his team up solidly by 3 scores now. And now I do think that it's, look, I know it's right. It's 4 seconds into the fourth quarter, but I think it's safe to say that I don't think Chicago can come back from this. They just haven't shown any kind of I'm even going to say this. I don't even think it's almost like they don't have a will to come back, right? I mean, you can see right here, they're on the sideline. They don't know what to think about what's going on right now, right? It's almost a mirror image of what's happened last week.
You're right. It is an unfortunate case of deja vu. It does seem for the visitors from the Windy City, who, of course, lost to Pittsburgh last week. And their no quarterback one debut is Ginkel. He's still fighting hard. He's out near the 40-yard line and walking down at the 39.
Yeah, and as I start questioning their drive and will to want to compete, he comes out and says, you know what? Look, I'm gonna show this dude. He has no idea what he's talking about. We're out here, we're balling, we're playing, we're getting people hurt. I mean, we're out here trying.
1st and 10 at the 39 for Ahmed Kopech and company. Glad you're here with us to kick off your weekend, John Lakeman. Kopech back to throw, and the big guy fires over the middle, complete to Hill for the first down, rather. And that's good enough for Chicago first down.
Yeah, and I would like to see them run a little bit of tempo, right? We haven't seen them yet, right? Run some sort of a tempo offense or no huddle, whatever you want to call it, right? 2-minute offense, just to see if it kind of changes the way they're able to execute on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, I mean, we're not really going to see it, but I think it's something that might be interesting to see Chicago do.
Here's the give to Wynn as he picks up 7, his best run in a while. That'll be 2nd and 3 for Chicago.
When was the last time we can say Chicago was actually on in opponent's territory? I would say it's been a little while.
See what they do with it. Kopech on the sneak. He gets up to the 30, doesn't slide down as the big guy pops out through the other side for another move of the chain.
Yeah, I just really didn't like the way he was actually running with the ball. You got to tuck that in, right, and kind of and protect right there, especially if you want to try and get yourself in a situation where you can, try and make a comeback there. You got to be able to protect that ball.
Kopech has an empty backfield behind him. He's on the sprint out, throws backside. Oh, he nearly threw an interception. As that was Miranda Dumas who nearly had the interception. Instead, it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah. I think the better half of the Dumas ones right there was like, hey, I see, Jared over there getting passes caught in his hands. I need one myself, and she just missed one because she'd have caught that, should have been off to the race, and I don't think nobody was catching her.
Kopech, split backs behind him, faces the blitz, throws underneath. This is twice he has it on the 1st down on a beautifully run pattern on the in cut for the 1st.
Yeah, and I'm kind of questioning, like, all right, where was this type of offense the entire game? Like, are we sandbagging in Chicago, right? Trying to say, hey, yeah, we just want to, get down and challenge ourselves. But I don't think that's a very, very good strategy. They're down 3 scores.
Run up the middle. Win is snowed under after a gain of 2. Moss again, right in the middle of everything.
Right. Look, and as I look at the chat right there, I see, I see Miranda saying, that she's trying to get one, and then Jared pops in the chat and says, I would have caught that.
Oh, just a great dynamic between those two there. As Kopech on the run, he picks it up, 1st and goal.
Look, and he's doing it right there, right? We seen him, and that's something, him getting hit like that. He fumbled one earlier, but guess what? He still has got some will and want to be able to keep running the ball. And that time, right as the defender came, he was able to tuck it in and be able to, be able to protect the ball and not drop it, as right here, they're at the 7-yard line now.
Here's Kopech, throws to the end zone, incomplete, had it in his hands. Number 44, Chicago, that was Maribel, the other tight end, who couldn't hold in for the 6-pointer, potentially.
And you know what was there right there? I would have liked to see Kopech, even though I'm not a fan of quarterbacks running. If he would have rolled out to the top side right there, he would have scored a touchdown.
Throws, and it's intercepted. Hugo Ramsey has it. And the corner is running down the field, and Kopech can get him. 30, 20. Wade gets him from behind at the 28. So what looked like a sure touchdown for Chicago instead completely turns around the other way.
And Ramsey was a defender on Chicago that went out earlier in the game, and now obviously he's back in there being able to pick the ball off, almost gets himself a pick 6. It takes Kopech himself to try and run him down, and is able to bring him down to the ground. Assist with it, actually kind of put his body on the line and getting away, make him spin back in where his teammate kind of brought him down. But man, that was an opportunity for Chicago, and they just kind of squandered it right there, right? I think that's not what they needed. Momentum is solely back in Philadelphia's corner.
So 24-3 our score. Isaac Knox on the carry, breaks 1 tackle. They'll say he gained a yard. Avo Ramsey, he's a corner in the majors. He's a strong safety in the majors, Gerald, and no position you're very intimately familiar with. But he's playing corner out here and looking like a darn good one.
Yeah, he might get some eyeballs and say, hey, won't you come play corner for us? You ain't got to play the back end.
Knox again on the carry, will gain a 1st down.
He's just doing what he wants, right? And good old Rick Northrup's gonna say, right? The meter's leaning heavily towards Philadelphia right now.
And Chicago, they threw their own challenge flag down. They think Knox didn't get the 1st. Interesting time to challenge here, Gerald.
Yeah, I feel like they have to win at something, so they're gonna try and win a challenge. It's almost like a participation trophy type thing, right? Like, I just want a trophy because I participated.
Short relative to where the ball was. We'll see. And Chicago will win the challenge. You gotta take the small wins where you can get them, Gerald. And Warriors there able to force a 3rd and short.
Yeah, when you lost 4 straight, you gotta, like you said, you gotta get the wins when you can get them in any way, shape, or form. And they done them right there. Look, and if they can somehow stop them right here, they can force them to a field goal. And I still don't think they have a chance of coming back. I mean, we're almost halfway through the 4th quarter, but moral victories, I guess.
Knox picks up the first down anyway. As the clock now marches under 6 minutes to go. Brandon Williams, they haven't asked him to do a lot in the passing game. But more importantly, Gerald, he's yet to turn it over.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't had to do anything that actually was putting him in a position to put him in any stress positions, because he's always been so comfortable because he's had that run game going really, really well.
Here's Peace, catches the ball in the middle for a pickup of 7. SFLm Season 9 continues next Saturday, November 30th, with 4 more exciting matchups starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Albuquerque, Chicago, Bossier City, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Nashville, and Lexington, San Jose. See the stars of tomorrow, Saturday, November 30th, starting at 6:30 Eastern on the Virtual Football Network. Isaac Knox continuing to grind out the yard.
Yeah, and I actually thought Isaac Knox was gonna, try and run through that defender right there, but I guess he's trying out some new moves and tried to hit him with the spin move right there.
There's Knox still dotting the I formation on this 3rd and 2. Gets the ball, breaks the tackle, but not the second one. Brilliant tackle made on the play by number 45, Otis Smith, I believe. Non-contracted player making a big stop.
Yeah, look, and this is the type of victories, right? When you're a team that is struggling to win games and you lost so many in a row. These are the type of things, right, that you can actually, claim a victory in it. Look, it's something that small in this game right here, even though, we all know that the game is, all but over. Those small victories right there, I think, is something that they might be able to carry into next week, right? For their next opponent, and actually have something to build on, right? So, and that's the thing right here. Everything toward the end of the game, I think, and even for the coaches, right? It tells you a lot about what you have in your players that are on your team, right? They're going to continue to fight and grind and work real hard to put up, points for the squad, even though the game is somewhat over.
So Chicago will take over on their own 33-yard line. The road for the Warriors doesn't get any easier, Gerald, as they take on one of those teams that you talked about that was 4-5 coming into the ball game, Albuquerque.
Yeah, and Albuquerque has actually looked really, really well, right? They got a big, Louisiana Revolution product in there, and Tyler Gregory at tight end, who is seemingly, I do think whatever pro team's going to pick him up, he's going to be a breakout star. But he's been one of their big pieces in the wins that they've had, recently.
As Kopech completes that throw for a pick of a 3, and he's exactly at 100 yards. 7-19. Now make it 8-20. That's a pickup of 1 more yard, setting up a 3rd and 6. Kopech back to throw. He's going to dump this underneath the win, and he's going to get stopped at the pickup of 2.
I didn't like that sequence at all. The play calling, the decision making, and it was just not. It was just not. I'm just saying it was terrible.
As Kopech fires down the middle, catch made. Somehow, I don't know, but Nick Twice made the catch in the slot for the first down.
Yeah, he's able to bring it in right there and keep it going.
Kopech fires down the middle again, but is unable to haul it in as Ramsey, who had that 75-yard interception return, makes the fast break.
The thing, like, Chicago has gotten himself back in Philadelphia territory once more. Let's see if they can get down right and get themselves a touchdown, right? Because I mean, what, last week they didn't score a touchdown either, and then, they've had 9 points in the last 2 games.
Yeah, 2 field goals last week, as this is the third 2 now. Following the diving catch by the man at the bottom. As Kopech will swing it up top. He's got Wynn for the first down. Nice work there on that sequence as they continue to mash go on the gas pedal. Here's the throw underneath to Wynn. He'll pick up 2. They still have time to get a string of plays off before the 2-minute warning. But you'd like to see him go deeper. Again, they go underneath. And Philadelphia rallies to the ball this time, limiting to pick up the 1.
That is not a successful play. They swap it up. Don't dump it off.
And here's the dump again. A long way to go, and he's not going to get there.
That was like they did that play so many times in a row. It's like they knew what was coming, and it just didn't go anywhere. It's 3 dumps. What is this?
They're going to try a 42-yard field goal. When they didn't go for one earlier, and that is nowhere close to the uprights.
So many,
oh my goodness.
So many questionable decisions on this drive, and that was one of them as well. A field goal does you no good. You're in 4-down territory, throughout the rest of the game because of the time that's there. And I just think it's just I don't know what that was.
Philadelphia takes over on their own 32-yard line. We get a final from Nashville, Tennessee. The Albuquerque Adams come in and thump the tempo 31-13. So I think the middle just got a little more crowded, Gerald, as Isaac Knox continues to pinball off defenders, picking up 8 yards. Just an amazing run, Gerald.
Yeah, and it's just what they've been doing like the entire time, right? Just kind of grinding it right up the middle, And as you mentioned just now, hey, with the result on the other game right there, it gets severely log jammed even more right there. And then not only that, it takes Nashville, who was actually leading, solely by themselves, it actually pulls them down closer and starts to pull them into that big log jamming mess as well.
Knox again on the carry. He's been getting a lot of carries this drive in Chicago. Will burn their first time out of the 2-minute warning. And for Philadelphia, they take on that Nashville team next week. Or no, Philadelphia actually takes on Bossier City. Nashville plays Pittsburgh. My apologies. Said he didn't get the first down. Bet you they're going to try again. They will, and Knox easily plus a bundle more.
The running ability and the way their offensive line has dominated the defensive front 7 from Chicago is something you see. It's just they're completely outmatched. I think in this game right here, Philadelphia outcoached Chicago on so many different levels, on offense, on defense, and Chicago didn't have any answer and for anything that Chicago wanted to do, because it seemed like Chicago just kind of, it's just, Philadelphia did what they wanted against Chicago on both sides of the ball.
It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Chicago burned their final timeout. They pick up the first down. It'll be Academic from here. Haven't seen Udon in a while. It's been the Isaac Knox show. And he gets the first down, and that should just about do it, Joe.
Yeah, you're going to see the victory formation right here as they see the Chicago players. I think them themselves, they're wondering where they went wrong or what they can do better and stuff like that. It's just not a good performance at all. I think the coaches, on Chicago, especially the last 2 games, are going to have to sit back and think about, hey, what we've done wrong, right? We weren't able to get a touchdown at all in the last 8 quarters of football, and that's not good, right? To win games, you're going to have to score touchdowns, and they haven't scored one in 2 full games.
Nailed down by Williams. I tell you, this is a guy along with that new kid in Pittsburgh, along with Silas Christensen, Roquan Dots. This is going to be a very interesting minor league class of quarterbacks. Because I know, Gerald, I said it before, quarterbacks are a premium position in this league, and with rosters as big as they are, Gerald, there'll be plenty of opportunities to be QB, the backup quarterback, much like an Iman Kopech. But I think how many guys would be willing to want to go from the starter to sitting under the learning tree, so to speak?
Yeah, look, and Charleston did it right there. I guess who knows behind the scenes if the Lake man actually gave Charleston a heads up, and they went ahead and they got Iman Kopech on the team, right, and had his replacement. And now that we know for sure, hey, the Lake man's moving on, so and we're going to see where he lands as well. But all these quarterbacks, I think they'll find a spot somewhere, right? They might have to sit back and learn a little bit, but here it goes, and congratulations to Philadelphia for getting another win.
25 first downs, 385 yards to the offense, only 185 for Chicago. Isaac Knox was definitely a key engine there. Almost 25 minutes time of possession. Look, I got to give credit to Brandon Williams as well. He completed 13 of 21, didn't put the ball in harm's way, Gerald. But ultimately, this Philadelphia defense, too, they were just relentless, particularly in their pass rush. Both sides.
Yeah, look, and they sacked them quite often. It's almost like they actually lived in the backfield there. And look, Philadelphia's got something to show everybody else, right? The way they're actually moving up and everything else and doing everything they can here. So we're going to see how their season's going to shake out going forward.
All right, for Colin Northrup, and my colleague Gerald Smith. This has been the SFL Minor League here on the Virtual Football Network. Thank you all, and good night.